With two MVPs and one of the highest win percentages in his 6 year span, can Lamar Jackson improve and take his game to another level? We believe so. We discuss next on the GM. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, how Lamar Jackson can improve to take his game to an even higher level. Do me a quick favor, hit like. If it is your first time checking out the GM, hit subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so that you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk about it. So, we now have to judge Lamar as a two-time MVP, an award that I've seen a lot of people try and discredit him of. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the playoff MVP that ends in the Super Bowl, right? It's the regular season MVP. And the truth of it is, it's not a fan award. It's actually 50 people selected and given a vote to cast a ballot on who they believe the MVP is. And 49 of the 50 selected Lamar Jackson. Now, unless you just want to discredit the whole thing, then let's just get rid of the MVP. The only thing I would argue with the MVP voting on is the time that it's announced. I think that it's a more respected event if it's announced at the conclusion of the regular season, not in between the championship round and the Super Bowl. Because if your quarterback is not in the Super Bowl, then it kind of comes off as a little lackluster when it comes to honoring the MVP. But nevertheless, man, people are going to feel how they feel. They're going to think what they think. So I'm not here to try and convince them of anything other than what they already believe. But what I will acknowledge is that Lamar Jackson is not a perfect quarterback. You know, he doesn't have what you would call prototypical height. He doesn't have what you would call prototypical weight. Most people like their quarterback somewhere between 6'3" and 6'5". We've seen some really large quarterbacks. Cam Newton, 240 plus. Andrew Luck was a pretty big dude. Ben Roethlisberger was a pretty big dude. Peyton Manning was a pretty big dude. Lamar Jackson doesn't have their same physical stature. Okay, so just in his natural uh, body type, he's not what you would call prototypical. His game is not prototypical. And what I also will tell you is that, you know, based on the style of game that he has, it kind of sets him up to be more um, prone to inaccuracy or prone to an interception here and there, or even prone to taking a blindside hit and fumbling the ball. Now, all quarterbacks throw interceptions. All quarterbacks take blindside hit and fumble the ball, and all those other kind of things. But with his style of play, I'm one who's spoken against that term. But with his style of play, if we just take it into consideration, it does set him up to be a little more, you know, hit or miss with the ball. But that does not make him not a good quarterback. That does not make him unable to win a Super Bowl. Okay. So there are some things that Lamar Jackson must do to elevate his game to another level. I think one of those things is the first thing I'm going to talk about is pre-snap reading of the defense. Lamar Jackson's pre-snap reading of a defense must improve, and I think that it can improve. This is not a question of whether he is smart or not or intelligent or not. You see, because intelligence has nothing to do with performance. Let me explain. You see, just like when a person's studying and they're taking pre-test and they can kill the pre-test. Why? Because there's no pressure on. But once they get into the actual exam room and they're taking that test, sometimes people flunk. Why? Because they panic under the pressure of the test. Now, am I telling you that Lamar Jackson is panicking? No. But nor am I telling you, or nor should we assume that he's not intelligent. I think that what is happening is The offense is structured in such a way that it's only set up to maximize one of his skill sets, and that's the ability to run, right? I think that if the offense shifts its philosophy a little and get Lamar Jackson to the line quicker, move more into a um, 3 minute offense. Now there's no such a thing, but let me explain why I say 3 minute. We've heard of a 4 minute offense, and we've heard of a 2 minute offense. That's the offense you're in when you're under 2 minutes. You're kind of fast paced. You get up off the ground, you get right back to the line of scrimmage. So I'm kind of going in the middle between a 4 and a 2, and I'm calling it a 3. It's kind of a hurry up offense where you're at the line with plenty of time. There's been plenty of times where we're still seeing this Baltimore Ravens team getting to the line around 10 seconds. And then once your lineman is in place, your tight ends are in place, you're starting the motion with 5 seconds or less, right? You don't have time to see how the defense moves in concert with how you're motioning your running back, how you're motioning your tight ends, and things like that. And so I think that Lamar Jackson being in a faster paced offense would certainly help him be able to read what the defense is doing a lot quicker, especially when it comes to beating a blitz. So I think that being able to use more motions, right? You use a lot more pre-snap movement, but that's going to take being in place at the line of scrimmage so that he can see how a defense moves. See, because sometimes if you just motion your tight end and and the coverage goes with him, it's easy to tell it's a single man on the backside. Sometimes if you move your running back, it's easy to tell that it's going to be zone coverage, or they're going to bring the blitz from the left side, or whatever the situation may be. So I think getting to the line faster will also aid him in being able to determine what the defense is going to bring so that he can make proper pre-snap adjustments. That's number one. Number two, the second thing I think that would help Lamar Jackson if he makes this improvement is being able to call out the blitz. You see, because being able to call out a blitz allows him to move his offensive line, shift protection, shift the running back, those kind of things. We don't really see a whole lot of that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. But teams feel like if we just heat Lamar Jackson up, we can disrupt what he's going to do enough so that we can get this offense off the field. See, when the blitz comes, sometimes we see Lamar retreating. He's backing up, right? And sometimes he's 10, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which then creates 15 yards to get the ball to the line of scrimmage if he's passing it. And then if a guy just runs a simple 10-yard slant, that's a 25-yard pass he's trying to complete, right? So I think that being able to determine the blitz, call it out so that his line can shift, so that he can move his protection, all those kind of things, I think is going to benefit him greatly, which goes hand in hand with pre-snap reading, right? Pre-snap reading allows you to dictate what your offense does, and then being able to call out the blitz allows you to move your protection. Both are happening pre-snap, which allows us an opportunity offensively to have a better play outcome. The third thing I would like to see Lamar Jackson improve, and I think that he has to improve on, is going to be having more of a pocket presence. When Lamar Jackson has a clean pocket, he can stand in that thing and deliver a strike. But when that pocket gets messy, sometimes he would rather retreat than step up in it. And I think being able to hold his ground a little longer will allow him to see the man coming open a lot quicker. You see, Let's say, for example, that pocket gets messy, gets a little cloudy, and he backs up or he moves to the left or moves to the right. He now has to reset and find his wide receiver or his tight end or his running back again. But being able to hold that pocket just a little bit longer. I didn't say hold the ball longer. I said hold the pocket just a little bit longer, right? Versus, see, because if you're retreating, you're not retreating and throwing the ball at the same time. If you do, it's going to automatically be inaccurate. It's going to all automatically put the ball in harm's way. So being able to hold that pocket will allow him to make better throws downfield. And a bonus that I just not thought about. Lamar Jackson has to get better simply at taking what the defense offers him, right? You see, we see a lot of times where the check down is open, but Lamar Jackson's still looking deep, which is what allows him to hold that ball longer. You see, it's him looking downfield. He's looking from that intermediate area deep, which causes him to hold the ball longer while plays unfold downfield, where the check down is a lot of times available. Why is that check down available? Because anytime he moves in that pocket, the defense gets a little bit nervous, right? So the running back is open. The middle check down is open, but sometimes he don't take it. I think that he got better this year at taking the check down, but he definitely needs to take it down a lot more. His completion percentage will go up. The hits he has to take will go down. And I think that, a little 5 yards here, 10 yards there is better than chucking it downfield and uh, being inerrant. Okay. One thing I didn't mention, and I'm not going to mention, is his deep ball accuracy, because I think that all of these other things are more important than the deep ball. The Baltimore Ravens really don't have a deep threat. I think Rashad Bateman can be that, but truthfully, Rashad and Lamar do not have a connection. And I think that's just simply because they haven't been on the field in real live game action together. You see, because Bateman's first year is the same year Lamar Jackson went down. Bateman's second year is the same year Lamar Jackson went down. And then this year, it's the first time he's been mostly available during the season. But now when the season's on, right? Because I think if I remember correctly, Rashad Bateman did miss some time in training camp. So you're not able to develop a connection, right? And so that connection was developed with Zay. And that's why you seen Lamar Jackson go to Zay a whole lot more. But I think that with some adequate time, some practice, and some trust that's established, I think that they could definitely have a good connection. Because I did hear a lot of you guys say and talk about how Bateman was open all year long, but the fact of the matter is Lamar Jackson does have a tendency to go to who he trusts. That's why he would go to Mark Andrews a lot. This year he went to Zay a lot, and then when him and Isaiah Likely developed a connection, you saw him go to Isaiah Likely or not. But I think that if Lamar Jackson can do those things, those four things, I think that his game goes to another level. And all of it comes down to getting him in a faster paced offense. That slow clunker of an offense just seems to be a little too slow. We saw a lot of that under Greg Roman. It did get some better under Todd Monken, but it just seems to be too slow. Imagine Lamar Jackson and the offense going downhill. Not the running back alone, not Lamar Jackson alone, but the offense going downhill on a defense. Think about it like hitting a 7 yard play, no matter whether it's run or pass, getting right back to the line of scrimmage. You don't give that defense time to rotate. You don't give that defense time to adjust. You don't give that defense time to catch their breath. See, and because we are a downhill run team, we are a run first offense. 7 yards, you turn around, hand that thing off. Even if you pick up 2 yards, right? Now it's 3-1. Get up, get right back to the line of scrimmage. Pitch it outside, right? Hand it off in the middle, right? You see, you open up so many more opportunities because where you're typically, if you go on a 5 play drive and let's say you run 10 plays, well, if you speed it up, you may get off another 3 to 4 plays, which then keeps that defense on the field, keeps them tired. And by the second half, man, you got that team worn out. So I just think this offense needs to speed up, get Lamar Jackson to the line of scrimmage a little quicker, and that way he's able to be more judicious pre-snap. You see, because once that ball is hiked, there's no decisions to be made, right? It's all reaction at that point. And so I think he can make those improvements. I didn't analyze his throw in, sidearm. I didn't analyze any of that. I'm just talking about things he can absolutely control. And because 7 years in, which is what he'll be in 2024, he's probably not going to refine his throwing, because now it's already 6 years plus college plus high school. So you're looking at 6, maybe 8, 10, 12, 14 years of muscle memory. You're not really going to refine that. So listen, man, that's my take, man. Let me know what you guys want me to know, man. Hope you guys are enjoying the content and uh getting real with the Baltimore Ravens. I appreciate you guys. I'm your guy Boulanger, and I'm out.